Hi guys, this is Rabia Tahir and you are listening to the Brown Girl Rants. While I really wanted to talk about this topic on a podcast or I made a whole episode on it but I scratched it because I was scared कि मैं कोई चीज़ मिस इंटरप्रेट ना कर दूँ, मैं कोई फैक्ट जो है वो भूल ना जाऊँ बोलना, या जो एक शायद मुझे कोई चीज़ बोलनी चाहिए थी लेकिन मे बी आई डोंट नो इट और मे बी आई फॉरगेट इट. So maybe it's better to hear from the people who are actually living over there and get educated from the people who are actually educated enough about it. Because even if I am saying something, so I am also watching a video or an article, reading an article or something, और फिर मैं बाद यहाँ पे वो चीज़ deliver कर रही हूँ, and maybe I don't have a lot of, maybe I'll just deliver half of the thing, I won't deliver the whole thing. और मुझे ये सब डर था. I was very scared. I was not very scared, लेकिन I was scared कि मैं कुछ मुझसे गलती ना हो जाए ये चीज़ करने में, क्योंकि obviously it's a sensitive issue or I do not want to say anything wrong or I do not want to forget an important point. तो मुझे इस चीज़ में था, तो मुझे लगा कि maybe I should keep talking about it on Twitter and Instagram. लेकिन I would give credit to you guys क्योंकि I was supposed to upload an episode on Wednesday but I didn't do it because I thought कि this is not the time I should talk about this. Palestine is the only thing I should talk about. So a lot of people said they would want me to talk about it because awareness आप जहाँ मर्जी से फैला सकते, and it's important that every single person is talking about it. And if I have the opportunity, I have this platform to talk about things and I have this little influence on people about things, so why I should not be talking about the most important thing of this world. So that made me realize that I should make a podcast on it. So this is why we are here to talk about Palestine, what's happening in Palestine, why I support Palestine. Why I support Palestine. I am not supporting Palestine because I'm a Muslim. I'm not supporting Palestine because I am brown. I am supporting it because I'm a human. And मुझे लगता है कि every single person on this earth should be aware of the things that is happening. In this world, in this time where we have access to every single book, article, every single piece of knowledge, we do not have to travel to another state to seek knowledge. In this time when we have access to every single thing and every single knowledge in this world, choosing to not get educated is a choice. It's a choice you're making. Ignorance is not bliss. मुझे लगता है कि a lot of people misinterpret के being ignorant about things or not knowing things make you safe from things. That the thing that coward people use to justify them not knowing anything, especially when there's an issue that revolves around lives of people. People are dying, people are suffering in a part of the world. So you choosing to not be educated enough about it is a choice you're making. You're choosing to be ignorant. It's not like you do not know anything when you have access to every single thing of this world. If you think कि oh okay मेरे बोलने से क्या होता है, I am not that important, I have no influence, मेरे बोलने से क्या होगा, I realized in 2021 that your voice literally makes a difference. 2021 में all this happened in 2021 too. और उससे पहले भी obviously this whole matter is going since 70 years. लेकिन 2021 is the most recent that I remember कि this conversation was happening about Palestine and the freedom of Palestine. We protested. हमने social media पे शोर मचा दिया. A lot of things were happening, लेकिन the public was strong. और आपका opinion matter करता है. Your point matters. Your standing against it matters. आप सोचोगे ना कि मेरे बोलने या मेरे चुप होने से कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता, फ़र्क पड़ता है, क्योंकि in this matter you will see it's literally the general public, the people who are against it, and it's the biggest threat to the people who are being the oppressors. क्योंकि पूरी दुनिया और या mostly दुनिया जो है, they know what's happening and they're standing against it. So if you think your voice does not matter or it is not being heard, it is. In 2021, when the whole thing was happening, I realized, being on Twitter, I realized how much a single tweet of mine where I am condemning the whole thing that Israel government and US government and everyone else is doing, the oppressors are doing, how much it matters, how much me tweeting about it contributes to it being a global topic and it being the most talked about topic, because it deserves to be the topic. So इस वजह से if you think your voice does not matter, or you posting it on stories or commenting on something or discussing it with your friends or letting your friends know what's happening is like does nothing, it does. Your every single voice matters. So if you are silent on this, even if you support Palestine and you want it to be free, but you're silent क्योंकि you think कि मेरे कहने ना कहने से क्या होगा, कुछ नहीं हो सकता है क्योंकि we are the biggest strength of Palestine right now. We are the biggest supporter. When every single person is sending funds to Israel to bomb more people, it's the general, or they are trying so hard with their propaganda to brainwash people और ताकि वो misguide कर सके लोगों को. It's the general public who is like standing against them and proving them wrong, और वो उनसे लड़ रही हैं. They are literally afraid of us. They are afraid of the people. They are afraid of saying something on social media क्योंकि every single thing that they are tweeting or they are posting on stories is getting backfired, or people are revealing their like the fake news they are spreading. So first of all, let's talk about the root of the problem, right? क्योंकि हमें शुरू से शुरू करना पड़ेगा, तो वी नीड टू टॉक अबाउट द रूट ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम. दिस इज़ नॉट आज की प्रॉब्लम, नॉट 2 साल पहले की प्रॉब्लम, नॉट 2000 से हुई हुई प्रॉब्लम. दिस गोज बैक टू 70 years. 70 years पहले Jews escaped Britain and came to Palestine to seek refuge, and Palestinian people open-heartedly welcomed them. When they were coming, तो they were hiding from Hitler, ठीक है. और जब वो आ रहे थे अपनी शिप पे, तो उन्होंने एक बैनर जो मैंने अपनी इंस्टाग्राम स्टोरी पे पोस्ट भी किया हुआ था, मैं वर्ड टू वर्ड कोट नहीं कर सकती, बट इट सेड समथिंग लाइक के we are hiding from Hitler and Germans failed us, लेकिन we are coming to you, so please do not please be our hope, please give us home. This is what Jews said when they were coming to Palestine. Palestine accepted them. Palestine were there to welcome them. They welcomed them open arm. But what Jews started to do, they started to kick people out of their own homes, and they started to make their own space and control the Palestine का area, and started, फिर उसके बाद चीज़ें होती गई and it got the official name of Israel. तो Palestine, or what you say, Israel, does not belong to the people who are living in it. Israel is nothing. Israel में people, Palestine में people आए थे refugee लेने. They kicked people out of their homes. उन्होंने कहा साइड पे हो, हम ये हमारी प्लेस है, दिस इज आवर प्लेस, और तुम लोग कुछ नहीं कर सकते इस बारे में, निकल जाओ यहाँ से, ठीक है. दिस इज कॉल्ड एथनिक क्लेंजिंग, ठीक है. आप किसी जगह आए हैं और आपने उनको निकाल दिया और आपने उस जगह पे बैठ गए हैं कि ये हम इस ओनर इस जगह के, ठीक है. तो टेल मी इफ इट्स राइट टू डू दैट. टेल मी कि नहीं, उनका हक है, उनको ये चाहिए था. दे जस्ट रैंडमली डिसाइडेड कि ओ दिस इज़ द प्लेस जो हमारा अब से मुल्क होगा, और जो लोग ऑलरेडी हैं यहाँ पे वो अपना बंदोबस्त खुद कर ले, निकल जाए यहाँ से, ये हमारा है. तो दिस इज़ व्हाट दे डिड. दिस इज़ लिटरली व्हाट दे डिड. Palestine के people obviously did not accepted that. Why would they accept कि मैं, for example, I am in my home and someone comes in and like kicks me out of my home and says this is my home now. Would I accept that? I would not accept that. Palestinians did not accept that. When Israel realized that these people would not agree with us, they would not agree with the thing that we did, they started bombing them. They started being violent. इतने साल फ़लस्तीन के लोगों ने पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट किया है. वो हर साल पूरे, देयर इज़ दिस लाइक थिंग दैट आई लर्नड कि फॉर 1.5 year they would just quietly go to the border, जो इसराइल और पैलेस्टीन का बॉर्डर था, एंड they would just protest over there unarmed. कोई हथियार नहीं है, वो बस वहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट करते थे, पीसफुल प्रोटेस्ट करते थे सिविलियंस के प्लीज़ गिव अस आवर होम बैक, लिसन टू अस, ठीक है. एंड what Israel did, they killed their people, they killed the civilians for doing a peaceful protest to give their home back to them. और वो 1.5 year तक दे डिड दैट प्रोटेस्ट कि वो हर 1 घंटा हर वीक में एक दिन आके खड़े होते थे, एंड दे गॉट किल्ड फॉर दैट. दे गॉट किल्ड क्योंकि उनके पास वो अनआर्म्ड थे, उनके पास कुछ नहीं था. दे वर नॉट किलिंग पीपल, दे वर नॉट डूइंग एनी वायलेंट थिंग, राइट. दे और फिर उसके बाद दे केप्ट किलिंग पीपल. उनके पास पूरे गाजा का कंट्रोल था. यू नो कि दे कैन लाइक स्टॉप द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, दे कैन स्टॉप वाटर, दे कैन स्टॉप फ्यूल. वो पूरा कंट्रोल करें व्हेन एवर दे वांट, राइट. और व्हाट दिस इज द अदर पॉइंट. अब जब ओके नहीं, इससे पहले हम बात कर लेते हैं कि अब क्या हुआ है. अब ये हुआ कि रीसेंट एक्टिविटीज़ में अभी ये हुआ कि देयर इज दिस ग्रुप दैट गॉट फॉर्म्ड इन पैलेस्टीन. अब फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, पैलेस्टीन हैज़ नो ऑफिशियल आर्म्ड फोर्स. पैलेस्टीन के पास देयर इज़ नो फोर्स दैट कुड फाइट फॉर पैलेस्टीन. मतलब देयर इज़ नो आर्मी फॉर पैलेस्टीन. उनके पास कुछ नहीं है. तो दिस ग्रुप गॉट फॉर्म्ड, आई डोंट नो इन विच ईयर, बाय दिस पर्सन जिसके फैमिली जो है उनको उनके घर से निकाल दिया गया था. ही मेड दिस होल ग्रुप और व्हाट यू से रेजिलिएंट फोर्स नेम्ड हमास. ठीक है, उन्होंने बनाया. फॉर द फर्स्ट आई गेस 30 to 40 years हमास वुड जस्ट लाइक सेंड प्रपोजल्स टू इजराइल कि एंड दिस, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट, हम इसको ख़त्म करते हैं, इसको करते हैं. They would not do anything. They were unarmed. उन्होंने पहले कुछ साल they did nothing. They did nothing to them. They were still being killed by Israelis. They were still violent to them, but they did not did anything. It was a group कि वो उन चीज़ को मतलब they were trying to protect their people और साथ ही साथ वो उनको जो है वो proposal दे रहे थे. And I know this thread on Twitter, so I can like link it in my podcast episode, or you can ask me in the DM to like learn the history of Hamas. कि उसमें क्या था, राइट. तो पहले कुछ साल दे डिड नथिंग. दे आर द ओनली पीपल, हमास इज द ओनली फोर्स विच इज नॉट ऑफिशियल. इट्स पीपल मेड हु कैन प्रोटेक्ट इजराइल. इट्स द ओनली पीपल. उसमें हमास कंसिस्टेड ऑफ पीपल जिनके पेरेंट्स, जिनके सिबलिंग्स जो खुद अपने घरों से निकाल दिए गए हैं. do not they have the right to be angry on people. मुझे मेरे घर से कोई बाहर निकाल दे और मेरी पूरी फैमिली को मार दे तो मुझे गुस्सा नहीं चढ़ेगा. मेरा नहीं दिल चाहेगा कि मैं घर तोड़ के जो है वो उन लोगों को मारूं. मेरा दिल चाहेगा ऑब्वियसली. तो हमास एग्जिस्ट, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी नीड टू गेट इट क्लियर. हमास एग्जिस्ट क्योंकि इजराइल इज वायलेंट. हमास इज द कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऑफ इजराइली वायलेंस एंड ऑपरेशन. ठीक है, आई सी अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु आर लाइक shifting the narrative to other way around कि Hamas is violent. इस वजह से whatever is happening in Palestine right now, the bombing of hospitals and masjid is justified क्योंकि Hamas का consequences है. वो नहीं, Hamas is the consequences of Israel being violent. Hamas exist करता, Hamas exist नहीं करता. Israel ने लोगों को फिर भी मारना था. As I mentioned कि there were peaceful protests, they were still getting killed. They were still getting bombed. They were still being murdered. There were child who were being murdered. तो Hamas के exist करने ना करने से Israel का कोई मतलब Israel was doing their thing, the thing they wanted to do. There's this thing called West Bank, and there's this interview that came out like 2-3 days ago by Bassem Youssef, and I would really recommend everyone to watch that interview. He gave that point ke let's just imagine Hamas does not exist, and that let's call that place West Bank. West Bank में Hamas का कोई control नहीं है. People are still getting murdered over there. People are still getting killed over there. तो Hamas के exist करने ना करने से इजराइल नहीं रुक रहा. इजराइल इज स्टिल किलिंग सिविलियंस. ठीक है, लेकिन इस बार ये हुआ कि हमास प्लान्ड इसमें ये हुआ कि हमास प्लान्ड ऑल ऑफ द थिंग. दे ब्रॉक द वॉल ऑफ दैट ओपन एयर जेल. देयर वाज दिस ओपन एयर जेल जिसमें 2000 से ज़्यादा बंदे थे. ठीक है, दे फ्रीड देयर पीपल. वो वहाँ गए हैं, उन्होंने उनके कुछ लोगों को किडनैप किया है. और बाय द वे द पीपल दैट हमास किडनैप्ड is not even a fraction of the people that are kidnapped in Israel. उसका fraction भी नहीं है. मेरे ख्याल से 30 people. Again, इस वजह से I was scared to make this because I don't know the exact number, but I think 30 people were kidnapped by Hamas, and there's like more than like 3,000 people that are held hostage by Israel. Or if you actually see, or was this fake news ke Hamas beheaded babies, which after a while came out to be false, कि ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, ऐसा कोई record नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है. तो बहुत सी चीज़ें जो इसराइल की तरफ से आ रही हैं, they can't prove it. They are claiming it, but they are not proving it. No babies were beheaded. There was this video जिसमें मैं देख रही हूँ कि the people that are held hostage जो हमास ने किए हैं, they're treating them like with no violent action at all. They're asking them कि they're providing them meal और वो सब कुछ कर रहे हैं. तो the reason why they kidnap those people is ताकि वो अपने लोग छुड़वा सकें, ताकि वो their own people could get free. और उन्होंने इस वजह से किया, वो जो जिनको इजराइल ने किडनैप किया हुआ, दे आर गेटिंग टॉर्चर्ड एवरी सिंगल डे. ठीक है, दिस हैपेंड हमास broke that wall and kidnapped the people और वो उनसे लड़े हैं. ठीक है, Israel in return bombed their hospital, bombed the masjid, bombed building जहाँ पे लोग रह रहे हैं, bombed like apartment buildings जहाँ पे people are living. They did not like try to kill Hamas. They did not do that कि चलो हमास ने आके destruction की है हमारी तो हम उन्हीं से लड़ते हैं. They were killing civilians. So that what they like to call as an attack happened. They actually love to call Palestinians on their talk shows and ask them if they condemn the attack, if they condemn Hamas, if they condemn what happened. They love to call them and like ask them how do they feel about that attack. What they do not like to acknowledge even a slight bit is that it was them fighting for freedom and liberation. It was them fighting back. Of all the years that violence that happened to them, this was them fighting back for the freedom of the place that is their own, right? So they do not want to. They have like erased that fact from history. They just want to remember that this attack happened and people died and got kidnapped, which are not even a fraction of people that have been dying and have died from Palestine. They do not like to acknowledge that why they were fighting, why they made that attack, why that happened in the first place. And if we have read history, which I'm sure that all of us had, we would know and have a slight idea about the fact that this is how freedom is fought. This is how people fought for freedom. How do you think the country that have no head, that have no support from any country, have no armed force, have no support of any shape and form, are getting killed? How do you think that they're gonna get freedom? United Nations is useless in the case of Palestine and Israel. There are a lot of people who are like, bring it to United Nations, do this, do that. What have United Nations done? ये आज मसला नहीं था. It's been around for 70 plus years. What have United Nations done? What do you expect from a country who have been ethnically cleansed and who have been kicked out of their home and are not getting killed for existing, for doing nothing? How do you expect them to just stay silent and say कि okay जो हो रहा है वो सही है? Why do you not expect them to fight back? They have no support, they have nothing. किस पे वो करें कि अच्छा these people will like bring justice to us, right? वो किस पे अपना करें when people have failed them, when leaders have failed them, Islamic country के leaders have failed them. हम खुद उनका साथ नहीं दे रहे, हम मतलब as a people collective we are, लेकिन कोई power हमारी या government is not like कि बहुत ज़्यादा या जितने भी Muslim countries की है. The way US is supporting Israel, no country is supporting Palestine in that way. I hope कि you guys get what I mean. तो what else is left for them कि वो बस बैठे रहें और देखते रहें अपने लोगों को रोज़ मरते हुए. And by the way, when this whole thing happened, the people were like कि we knew कि we are gonna die, but we gonna die with dignity, we gonna die fighting. They knew they're gonna die one day or another for existing, so why not fight back? So how do you are just looking at the fact, the attack, when you are not even seeing the root problem. The root problem is that Israel captured their land and are killing them, and there's violence happening since the past 70 years. How are you ignoring that fact? How you are even starting a conversation when you're not even discussing the root problem? The root problem is Israel. The root problem is not Hamas, not Palestine. And this happened, and suddenly that attack they claim happened. And suddenly everyone was like, oh my God, we need justice, we need peace, we condemn that. This is not fair. This should not be happening. We need to live peacefully. Where were you guys when Palestinians were getting killed? From all these years, thousands of Palestinians getting killed. Where you were, guys? तब तो आप लोगों को याद नहीं आया. तब it was fine क्योंकि they are not white. It's like the white supremacy that जिसकी वजह से सब कुछ हो रहा है. And the thing I realized is that this is also what I learned last night is Zionism is a branch of white supremacy. And white supremacy में they mean that white people are the saintest people पूरी दुनिया में. उनसे मासूम, उनसे शरीफ कोई है ही नहीं. और us brown people और black people we have to prove our way up क्योंकि हम terrorist हैं, हम violent हैं. तो we have to prove them कि we are not wrong. We have to condemn ourselves कि ये हो गया वो हो गया. उनका कुछ नहीं है. So this is literally a whole propaganda that is happening and that is making you overlook of the core reason और आप एक छोटे से incident पे पूरी चीज़ judge कर रहे हो. तो फिर celebrities came out and they talked about it कि oh my God, war, oh my God, ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है. Our heart goes out to them. Their heart never went out for Palestinians. They were like उनको पता ही नहीं था क्या हो रहा है, लेकिन अब उनको सब पता है कि क्या हो रहा है. अब उनको पता है कि मिडल ईस्ट में क्या हो रहा है, कौन डिज़र्व करता है ह्यूमन राइट्स, कौन नहीं डिज़र्व करता. ठीक है. तो इट्स लाइक obviously it's hypocrisy, but then there's also propaganda happening and there's also like brainwashing happening, which is from US is funding so much to Israel. You guys know कि अभी उनका जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर है जो बाइडन, वो गया हुआ भी है इसराइल में जस्ट टू से कि वी स्टैंड बाय यू. मतलब इतनी बेशर्मी और ढिठाई से वो उनका साथ दे रहे हैं when they know कि every single person is against it. Yesterday a huge amount of Jews actually came up and said कि we are against it, free Palestine. तो even Jews are against it and आप still ढीठ बन के खड़े में वहाँ पे. Now the other thing, speaking of Jews, the other misconception that is going around, and this is also rooted by US media, is that the attack that happened is because they want to kill Jews. It's a religion fight. Religion के पीछे लड़ रहे हैं. It's not about that. Muslims या फिर Palestinians that are fighting, they are मतलब उनको Muslim, I don't think you should call them Palestinians. They are fighting for their country. They do not care if you're a Jew or a Christian or a Muslim. They are literally fighting for their place. Obviously, Jews were hated by Hitler or the place they were living in by Germans, and they came here to seek refugee. They kicked out Muslims. Muslims are not fighting Jews. Muslims are fighting the people who took their land. The Palestinians are not fighting Jews. The Palestinians are fighting the people who took their land. You guys are making this whole thing religion because number one thing, Islamophobia. क्योंकि आपको लगता है कि मुसलमान तो है ही टेररिस्ट, मुसलमान तो ये करेंगे, मुसलमान तो वो करेंगे, when this is not the core reason of the fight at first place. It's not what they're fighting. Just because Palestine में Muslim majority है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि ये सब Muslim versus Jew thing. And there was this tweet from Jemima Khan, क्योंकि she herself is a Jew. Or she was also talking about I have friends in Jews and I have a family in Muslim. This is not about Muslim and Jews. This is not a fight about religion. This is a fight about land. So how you are inserting religion in that when it is not about religion? And that's literally a propaganda. क्योंकि this is how you play the victim. कि आप अपना religion बीच में लेके आ रहे हो कि we are getting killed because we are Jews. There are so many people who are like, I'm scared. As a Jew, I'm scared. मेरे साथ ये हो जाना वो हो जाना. You should be scared क्योंकि आपने किसी का लैंड चुराया है. आप इसलिए scared ना हो अपने religion की वजह से क्योंकि no one is fighting you for your religion. No one is hating you for your religion. तो दिस इज़ द मिसकंसेप्शन दैट इज़ हैपनिंग एंड इट हर कोई बोल बोल के थक गया कि इट्स नॉट अ फाइट अबाउट रिलीजन, इट्स नॉट अ फाइट अबाउट रिलीजन, क्योंकि रिलीजन इस इक्वेशन में है ही नहीं. दिस रिलीजन इज़ नॉट द कोर प्रॉब्लम ऑफ दिस इशू. द कोर प्रॉब्लम इज़ दैट कि दे एथनिकली क्लेंस्ड. तो this is one thing that is happening and every single celebrity, white celebrity या फिर जो भी जिनका किसी ना किसी तरह यूएस से कोई connection है, that posted a neutral dumb statement or are supporting Israel directly, उनका यही बीच में वो religion लेके आ रहे हैं क्योंकि they want to play the victim. This is how they'll play the victim. They cannot change the history. They cannot erase the fact कि they were the ones who came in. It took over their land. So वो सिर्फ इतनी बात करेंगे हमास और जूस पे अटैक. हमास is attacking Jews when it's not about that. They think कि oh they're terrorists or they just hate us क्योंकि they're trying to feed that in people's head. They're trying to erase the history so bad. I saw this one person giving this most foolish statement I have ever seen कि Palestine should not say anything. They should like stay quiet, stay silent if they do not want to get murdered. They are the one who are provoking Israel to attack them and kill them. तो आप कह रहे हैं कि जो इंसान जिसका आपने लैंड चुरा ली उसका आप कह रहे हैं कि और उसकी आपने सब कुछ खाना पानी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी सब कुछ कंट्रोल करके रखा हुआ है, उनको आपने गुलाम बना के रखा हुआ है. आप जब मर्जी जाते हैं लोगों को अरेस्ट कर लेते हैं, आप जब मर्जी जाते हैं लोगों को किडनैप कर लेते हैं, आप जब मर्जी जाते हैं जाके आराम से लोगों को मार देते हैं. आप उनको कह रहे हैं कि चुप रहो वरना हम बॉम्ब गिरा देंगे और आपके ज़्यादा लोग मर जाएंगे, तुम कुछ बोलो मत क्योंकि तुम लोगों को हक नहीं है कुछ बोलने का. और तुम लोग अगर बोलोगे तो ओप्स तुम्हारी वजह से और लोग मर जाएंगे, तुम्हारी वजह से और हम और लोगों को मार देंगे. तो इस वजह से वॉट एवर इज कमिंग इन द डिफेंस इज लिटरली द मोस्ट फुलिश थिंग एवर. हैव यू गाइस सीन इजराइल का ट्विटर अकाउंट? इट्स लाइक लिटरली यू कांट इवन बिलीव कि एक कंट्री का ऑफिशियल ट्विटर अकाउंट इज ट्वीटिंग लाइक दैट. दे आर ट्वीटिंग लाइक अ स्टैन अकाउंट. Literally, they'll wake up in the morning and like tweet के good morning to every single person who supports Israel other than the terrorist. तो ऐसी tweet I have seen Stan Twitter doing it. They'll tweet photoshopped images. Or people, the only thing that makes Palestine strong is literally us. As I said earlier, तो people are literally on their throats on the Israel page के throat. तो दे लाइक आर प्रोवाइडिंग प्रूफ कि ये तुम लोग कह रहे हो गलत है, ये तुम लोग कह रहे हो, ये तुम लोग कह रहे हो. लेकिन इतना विक्टिम बनने का शौक है ना उस कंट्री को. और उस उनका ट्विटर अकाउंट देखो कि मुझे लगता है कि इंस्टाग्राम अकाउंट पे भी वो यही काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन फॉर इंस्टाग्राम इट्स लाइक वेरी इजी टू इग्नोर. ट्विटर का आपको मिल ही जाता है. तो दे आर एक्टिंग लाइक लिटरली अ स्टैन अकाउंट जिसका एक राइवल एक और स्टैन अकाउंट है और बस उनकी उनसे लड़ाई हो रही है. दे आर लिटरली लाइक पोस्ट फेक पिक्चर्स ऑफ फेक ब्लड, post fake news. This model Gigi Hadid posted a statement and she was like called out for her statement. Gigi Hadid is a Palestinian or her dad got kicked out of her home in Palestine, ठीक है? And she posted a statement which was a very neutral statement and I personally did not agree with that. उसने and they posted like 4-5 stories on Instagram saying कि oh my god you don't deserve this, you don't deserve that, you don't deserve that. Their account is being so foolish. और उनको पता है कि हम और किसी तरह तो ये चीज़ जीत नहीं सकते ना. पैलेस्टीन के लोगों को मरने का डर है, दे नो के दे गना डाई, ठीक है ना. उनको पता है वो सच्चे हैं, पब्लिक सारी उनके साथ है. तो ओनली थिंग दे हैव इज़ अमेरिका, जो बाइडन साहब और उनका ट्विटर अकाउंट जिस पे बैठ के वो बकवास पूरा दिन कर सकते हैं. वो जान के ऐसी चीज़ें करते हैं क्योंकि उनको पता है दे आर रॉन्ग. दे जान के डू स्टफ जिससे उनको पता है कि अगला बंदा ट्रिगर हो. अब फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई वोक अप एंड रियलाइज्ड कि जिन लोगों ने अपने इंस्टाग्राम बायो पे पैलेस्टीनियन लिखा हुआ है और आगे कुछ अरेबिक में कुछ लिखा हुआ है, तो इफ़ यू ट्रांसलेट इट उसकी ट्रांसलेशन होगी पैलेस्टीनियन टेररिस्ट. अगर मतलब फॉर एग्जाम्पल दिस पर्सन रोड पैलेस्टीनियन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मीन्स थैंक गॉड, शुक्र है, ठीक है. तो उन्होंने उस अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह को ट्रांसलेट करके लिखा हुआ है पैलेस्टीनियन टेररिस्ट क्योंकि उनको पता है कि वो किसी तरह ये चीज़ नहीं आर्ग्यूमेंट नहीं जीत सकते. दे आर रॉन्ग. तो दे आर डूइंग इस तरह की चीज़ें ताकि वो ट्रिगर कर सकें. दे आर लिटरली देयर ट्विटर अकाउंट इज यू विल गेट अ गुड लाफ going through their like Twitter page because they are literally acting so immature. और victim बनने का इन लोगों को इतना शौक है when they know exactly what they are doing and what they said. जब ये अटैक, सो कॉल्ड अटैक हुआ, उसके बाद Israel is bombing their hospitals, their masjids, or they're directly attacking civilians. They're not even trying कि वो to hide. They're literally attacking civilians, or they're attacking like apartment building जिसमें लोग रह रहे हैं, जिसमें लोग सो रहे हैं. They're attacking that, and like 4,200 Palestinians died in all of this. And उसमें मेजरली बच्चे हैं, छोटे बच्चे हैं. I assume कि you guys have seen the videos, and मुझे नहीं लगता कि उन पे trigger warning लगानी चाहिए, और a lot of people are saying that क्योंकि we have to see what's happening. It could be us too. हम यहाँ पे enjoy कर रहे हैं, आराम से रह रहे हैं. You have to see कि वहाँ पे अगले बंदे को पता नहीं है कि वो अगले मिनट रह रहा है कि नहीं रह रहा है. It's not just the people in armed force. It's not just Hamas. It's literally the innocent people and children living there. वो भी नहीं बचे हुए. So I don't know how you are justifying that, how you are justifying US sending funding so much to Israel to attack that. वो literally Palestine का नामो निशान हटा देना चाहते हैं, and they want you to forget it too. It's a whole propaganda, and we should not fall into it. मुझे लगता है कि obviously a lot of people will be like कि हाँ मुस्लिम हो, brown हो, तो support करियो. I have gotten so much clarity in the past 2 years. I do not care कि कौन क्या कर रहा है. अगर मेरी कम्युनिटी में कोई कुछ गलत करेगा, I'll stand against it. मेरे अंदर सारी पैट्रियोटिज्म ख़त्म हो गई है. मुझे लगता है कि अगर मैं इसराइल से बिलोंग करती, I would have been. I saw this one actress, I don't know her name. So she posted in support of Israel, and everyone was like, why are you being mad at her? It's literally her country. Why would she not support it? अगर मेरा country Israel होता और वो ऐसी हरकतें कर रहा था, I would have not been in support of it. Or you have seen Jews कल कि they protested and they are not even in support of that. तो मुझे लगता है कि it's hypocrisy कि आप अपने कंट्री के सिर्फ अंडर, अगर आपका कंट्री जो भी करे आप उस पर जो है वो कर रहे हैं. और आई से दिस फॉर माई सेल्फ टू, अगर मेरा कंट्री कुछ गलत करेगा, आई विल बी अगेंस्ट इट, आई विल कॉल इट आउट. मुझे लगता है पैट्रियोटिज्म वहाँ तक ठीक है, आपके कल्चर, आपके लैंग्वेज, आपका खाना, उस सब तक इट्स ब्यूटिफुल, यू शुड बी प्राउड ऑफ इट. अगर आपका कंट्री कुछ गलत कर रहा है, यू शुड नॉट सपोर्ट इट, यू शुड नॉट. अगर मेरी कम्युनिटी कुछ गलत कर रही है, मैं उसको सपोर्ट नहीं करूँगी, एंड आई विल टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ दैट. बहुत से लोग यहाँ से जान भी छुड़ाते हैं कि वो इट्स नॉट अस, बट यू आर चूजिंग टू stay silent on that. You are not condemning that. You are not making any difference. आप बहुत न्यूट्रल पोस्ट कर रहे हो, ठीक है. यू हैव टू हेल्प बी अकाउंटेबल ऑफ दैट. अगर आपकी कम्युनिटी से कोई कर रहा है तो अगर सिर्फ पैलेस्टीनियंस का काम नहीं है कि वो कंडेम करते रहे हमास, आपको भी कंडेम करना चाहिए अपने उसमें. इस वजह से वी रियली नीड टू सपोर्ट ह्यूमैनिटी, और क्या सही हो रहा है, क्या गलत हो रहा है. और ये नहीं कि मेरा कंट्री क्या है, मेरा रिलीजन क्या है, मुझे किस चीज़ में ज़्यादा फ़ायदा है, मुझे किस चीज़ में फ़ायदा नहीं है. और अगेन वी हैव एक्सेस टू ऑल द नॉलेज ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड. Or do not let yourself get into the propaganda, which is white supremacy or Zionism or ये सब कुछ. Educate yourself well on that. There's more than enough information. There's books written. Every single person is making threads every single day explaining every single thing, explaining how Hamas was made, how Israel funded Hamas initially, or they literally have a role in the creation of Hamas. How people are being ethnic cleansed. What is happening. तब से पिछले 80 साल से क्या हो रहा है. So literally there is no way you can be like, oh, it's not my country, so I don't know what's happening. And I do not know, and I don't care about it, because it could be you too. We are privileged that we are living in a place जहाँ पे मैं personally अपनी बात करूँ. Obviously I have a lot to rant कि पाकिस्तान की economy अच्छी नहीं है, पाकिस्तान का ये अच्छा नहीं है, वो अच्छा नहीं है. I'm literally living in a country where my religion is majority. I am living a very privileged life. Minority से कोई पूछ के देखे वो किस हिसाब में रह रहे हैं. तो इसलिए it could be you too, and you need to stand for that. क्योंकि we have some morals. और अगर आपको लगता है कि आपकी वॉइस मैटर नहीं करती, it does, it really matters. Posting on story, tweeting about it, quoting some information जो कि सही नहीं है, उस पे अपने facts उसका क्लियर करना, अपना ओपिनियन देना इज़ वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट. और यू शुड बी एजुकेटेड बिफोर सेइंग एनीथिंग. जब ये जो है कोई एक आपका मार्केटिंग का कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन नहीं है जिसमें आप जो भी राय दे दोगे उसके आपको फुल मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे. दिस इज़ द मैटर ऑफ लाइफ इन दैट वन कम्युनिटी इज़ बीइंग ऑप्रेस्ड एंड वन इज़ द ऑप्रेसर. तो इस वजह से इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप अपने आप को फुल एजुकेट करें एंड नॉट फॉल इन टू the propaganda that is happening. Do not get fooled by these people. um that's it, I think, for the episode. मुझे लगता है कि obviously इन चीज़ों की बात कभी ख़त्म नहीं होनी और ना ही कभी हो सकती है. I could keep talking about it. I hope कि whatever I said means something. I don't know. I hope कि no inaccurate information was spread in this podcast, क्योंकि I made sure to fact check every single thing that I'm saying. I know that there would be a lot of points that I missed and I wish कि I could cover all of them, and I'll hope कि अगर मुझे कोई और information मिलती है या फिर मुझे और knowledge मिलता है, I'm planning to read a book by a Palestinian author to educate myself better. तो if अगर मुझे और information मिलेगी तो obviously I'll make another episode about it. लेकिन that's it for the podcast. Make sure that you guys are praying for the people in Palestine for their peace and freedom, or every single time. It's very important that obviously we are taking their side, but if we believe in prayers, we do believe in prayers, right? So we need to pray for them every single time. I don't think anything in my life is more important than their freedom. I don't think. मुझे सारी अपनी दुआएं भूल गई हैं. मुझे लगता है कि मैं बहुत selfish थी कि मैं अपने लिए ये मांग रही थी when there are literally people dying. So make sure you're praying for them. I want to Al Khidmat Foundation is taking donations, लेकिन मुझे कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि they are giving donations, कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि they want to give donations, लेकिन donations blocked है. मतलब कि कोई गज़ा को कोई चीज़ donate भी नहीं कर सकता क्योंकि Israel have blocked their donations. तो I don't know, मतलब कि rather regardless, you can donate if you want to, if you can afford to donate. Even आप 100 रुपया करना चाहें, 200 रुपया करना चाहें, आप कर सकते हैं. अल खिदमत फाउंडेशन पे जाएंगे और मेरे ख्याल से 1-2 साइट्स और हैं. उनका अकाउंट नंबर है. यू कैन ऑब्वियसली जस्ट कैश देम और ईजी पैसा देम, या फिर आप अकाउंट में ट्रांसफ़र कर सकते हैं. तो आई रियली इंकरेज फॉर यू टू डोनेट जितना भी आप कर सकते हैं. प्रे फॉर देम, एजुकेट योर सेल्फ, एजुकेट अदर्स, ट्राई टू स्टे अपडेट ऑन द इंफॉर्मेशन. और अगर आपको कोई चीज़ पता लगती है और आपको फिशी लगती है तो कन्फर्म इट फ्रॉम 4 to 5 places, ताकि यू कुड नो के व्हाट्स एक्चुअली हैपनिंग. क्योंकि मैं देख रही थी द वे दे आर ट्राइंग टू ट्विस्ट द नैरेटिव. तो इस वजह से आई होप के वी ऑल आर एजुकेटिंग आवरसेल्फ इनफ to support the right people. Thank you so much for listening to it, and I hope ke next week the situation would be better. I hope ke they could find the peace and liberation. I hope ke things are better from what they are now.